the other part of your question, you know, one of the goals of this caravan that I see for myself, and I think Coach Weiss will tell you the same thing, is that these are all recruiting bases. You know, for us as a football program, we've got to recruit a 6 to 7 hour driving distance because we want parents to be able to come watch their kids play. And it's not easy to get to State College by plane. And that's nobody's fault, that's just the way it is. And so we think on this caravan we've accomplished the goal of getting our message out there, but also getting into areas, obviously like New Jersey, where we would love to have somewhat of a pipeline from Jersey to State College. You know, football here is great.
I'm sorry, just one quick thought, I'm sorry. Just in recent years, it seems there's been more competition in Jersey. Connecticut's come down, Rutgers and programs have improved. Is it a higher priority to make stronger inroads in Jersey, or?
So it's definitely a priority. Pennsylvania, New Jersey, those are two very high priority states for us. You know, those programs that you mentioned, I mean, Randy Etzel did a great job at UConn. Now with Paul Pasqualoni there, I mean, those are really solid, good programs that are tough competition for all of us. Rutgers, obviously, with Greg, and now Kyle Flood. I mean, these are top-notch programs. So all we want to do is come in here and talk about Penn State because, you know, we're in competitive battles with all those guys. So, but New Jersey is definitely a big priority for us.
When Penn State, if I could follow that, maybe different. When Penn State made the decision to go to the Big Ten, a lot of people believe, myself included, that one of the things that hurt was that Joe could no longer walk into a recruit's living room and look that parent in the eye and say, "You can drive to every game," right? And that was a very effective close, right? That, you know, you can see your kid play every weekend, right? Now, you know, you're going around. So my question to you is, when you finished fall spring practice and you evaluated the team for us that day, if I recall correctly, you liked the toughness of the team. You felt you had some speed in some areas, but it sounded like they needed to be more speed. There needed to be maybe a little bit more athleticism across the board. Can you get that here, or do you need to start looking at places like Florida, California, Texas, and can Penn State recruit that?
That's a great question. So what we decided coming in here, you know, we had a lot of long meetings about our recruiting strategy. And so one of the things, like I said earlier, was we still want to recruit that driving distance because we think the majority of our roster should come from that 6 to 7 hour driving distance. And I do understand what you're saying, that we are a Big Ten team, but that's a great conference, and we know that, you know, a lot of those teams are west of us. We understand that, but we still think that we have a major impact on the East Coast. We believe that we can be the East Coast team. But at the same time, we all have connections in other areas of the country. Texas, Matt McWhorter was there for 13 years, national championship, worked for Mac Brown, assistant head coach, offensive line coach. So we're going into Texas. Georgia, you know, I coached at Georgia Tech for 8 years. Ted Roof's in the Georgia Tech Hall of Fame, coach there. Mac McWhorter's from Georgia. They both played high school football there. So we're going into Georgia. And then Florida, we have 3 coaches. Stan Hickson, who's from North Florida. Teddy Roof, who's recruited the middle of Florida for a number of years. And Larry Johnson will be in South Florida. And so what we do when we go to those areas is we tell people right away, because it is a distance, hey, look, here's how you have to get to Penn State. Here's what you would have to do to get here. And if there's still an interest, and, you know, obviously they're a top-notch student athlete, then we're going to recruit the heck out of those people. And it won't be the majority of our roster, but we think that there's no doubt about it that we can be somewhat of a national school in those states where we have connections. Now California, that's a long way away. Probably won't do much in California unless it's somebody that has a connection to Penn State, and you know, maybe it's the son of a former player that's a really good player. Obviously, we would go out there and recruit a guy like